Welcome back, everyone. We are back with another podcast today, episode 6. Coming right back at you after yesterday. So obviously, before we start, you can follow us in this podcast on any social media platform at Revel Takes. And I am your host, Josh Barnett, and I am joined by our other host, James Baldwin, both running at Revel Takes. So we were going to start off today by kind of going over what is the most attractive NFL job right now, like head coaching job. And I guess James, I'm going to ask you first, what team is the most attractive job for a coach?
I think there's really only one answer, and it's pretty obvious. It's
Okay.
the Ravens.
Mhm.
I
I agree
mean,
with you there.
yeah, you have Lamar as your quarterback, one of the best of all time at this point.
Yep.
Their owners are run the team very well. You have Derrick Henry still. You have some pieces on defense that can be good if they're coached right.
Hmm.
Like it's just yeah, and they're so much better than the other candidates. It's obviously the Ravens, but
Yeah, I mean,
agree.
I think, yeah, I mean, just like Pete Carroll's looking like, where would I want to go? Would it be, a top three, four quarterback in the league leading my team? Or hey, do I want to go to the Browns? Maybe. Yeah, you're gonna pick the Ravens 10 times out of 10. So I would definitely agree with you about like that the Ravens are like the best. I will say the Ravens are the best team that like most attractive job right now, but the Falcons, I think, in my opinion, are the second.
Yeah, you could definitely argue that. I mean, they also have good pieces on defense and offense that are good in a weak division with, well, the Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers. Yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's
easily
very
playoff.
winnable. Yeah. But I guess who are the best candidates you think for these kind of these open jobs? So instead of like what's the most attractive job, we're gonna say who are the most attractive candidates for these jobs?
I think again the answer is kind of obvious. It's got to be John Harbaugh. I
Mhm.
mean, he kind of got fired for just because he was in an organization that expects to like win Super Bowls, and he hasn't been to one since like 2012. So he's still a really good coach, defensive minded. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where he goes, quite honestly, because there's not a lot of great candidates out there right now.
No. Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, I wish I, was privy to the conversations that these teams were having internally to kind of feel like see like, oh, who are they going to interview? Who are they looking at? Because that'd be really interesting to know. Because I mean, as fans and the public, we have no idea who these teams are thinking. There's reports that come out, but I mean, you can't trust just a random beat writer all the time. So obviously, we are not aware of that. But yeah, I would agree with you. John Harbaugh is the most attractive candidate, and I'm sure that the Giants would throw so much money at him to come be the next head coach.
Yeah. Another,
And
oh, oh, okay. Another good candidate would be Kevin Stefanski.
mhm.
He's won Coach of the Year twice. He has, he's good. He's a good coach. I mean, it's kind of just as simple as that. Kind of got fired by the Browns. I don't know what the Browns are doing right now. They said they were sticking with Shadur for next year, even though they don't even have a coach yet.
Yeah, yeah,
So I don't know why they said that, but
I thought it was weird to commit to a coach or a quarterback and not a coach.
yeah, like because now this coach is going to have to play Shadur, and not a
Mhm.
lot of coaches are going to want to do that. So the Browns kind of screwed themselves. But anyways, yeah, Kevin Stefanski's good. Mike McCarthy, he might still have something less than the tank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
maybe
hope.
maybe a different candidate opens up, like the Bills flop in the playoffs. Sean McDermott gets fired. He could be a good
Hmm.
one.
I mean, I've heard some stuff about Jeff Halfley, even maybe Packers defensive coordinator, kind of being looked at for some of these jobs. So obviously, after playoffs, we'll get a better idea of the total candidates that are being looked at and everything. And I mean, obviously, we'll keep discussing it, until like after playoffs and into when they're hiring, and we'll give you our obviously our reactions on these hirings and firings. So as they continue to happen, but I guess kind of going back to like what we said about Shadur, like the team sticking with Shadur. Ty Simpson declared for the draft today or yesterday. I think it was today as we're recording this, and a lot of people really seem to like him. A lot of people really seem to hate him. I guess where do you stand on him? Do you think he's good?
Uh, I mean, he really didn't play well down the stretch. They did come back against Oklahoma, which was impressive, but that was like the only outlier. He
Yeah.
like 3 points against Indiana. That's like it is Indiana, but still 3 points for college football playoff team. That's not great. He's only played 15 games. I think he should have stayed and developed it in college more, but it's just my
Yeah. And I think teams are so much more weary of getting those guys, of drafting those guys who like have only started one season because Anthony Richardson played 1 year at Florida and he has not developed at all.
no.
And Ty Simpson does really benefit from this being a very weak quarterback class. The only two guys you put ahead of him are Mendoza and Moore. If Dante Moore decides to even go out this year, he decides to come out and join the draft, he'll be quarterback two behind Mendoza. But like quite honestly, Shooter would have been quarterback three in this class. It is an incredibly weak quarterback class, in that Ty Simpson was very likely the third quarterback off the board, whereas most years he's 7, 8. See what I did there? Didn't say those two, but I think he's fine. But yeah, he needs to develop, and yeah,
I
I mean,
think
obviously, yeah,
I think with the right situation he can succeed, obviously. But if he gets drafted to like the Jets or Titans or Cardinals, I don't think he has to be drafted to a good organization for him to succeed in the NFL at this point.
100%. But what do you think Dante Moore should do? Should he come out?
I think he definitely could, and he would debatably get drafted first. Like, honestly, it's Mendoza or him.
Yeah,
Me personally, I don't think he should. I mean, other than Ohio State, and maybe not even them, they can run the Big Ten next year with an extra, like, and he has an extra year to prove himself to the NFL teams and develop even more under Dan Lanning, who's a great coach.
yeah. I personally, I think he should come out this year because he has a chance of being the first quarterback off the board, even if it is Mendoza, because he's not going to be the first quarterback off the board next year. It's going to be Arch. I mean, basically, irregardless of how Arch does, I still think teams love Arch and they know the potential there. So I think he should come out this year, even if it's going to be a pay cut for a couple years, because all these college players are making millions of dollars now. I think he has the tools that Mendoza doesn't. He's a lot more athletic than Mendoza is. Like his pocket movement is his pocket awareness and presence isn't as good as Mendoza's, but you can kind of learn that and coach that. You can't kind of coach kind of his how he plays.
Yeah.
So I think he should leave. You think he should stay? I mean, there's no correct answer, obviously, because so we'll find out what he does, but he's gonna be good, I think, regardless of whatever he does. I mean, he led this Oregon team to one of the to be one of the four best teams in the nation. So it takes a certain kind of guy to be able to do that and run the Oregon offense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oregon, good history. Yeah. I guess he could. I mean, you're going to take a pay cut no matter when you go to the NFL.
True.
So, yeah, he has a chance to be drafted overall this year, maybe even next year, because Arch Manning, I mean, we all thought he was going to go number one this year, and that did not work out.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah,
anyways,
it's a lot of questions there.
yes. But, anyways, we have a new segment today.
Ooh.
Is this an overreaction? Basically, we'll be asking a question and just seeing if it's an overreaction or not. So the first one is the Packers 7 seed streak. A lot of people are bringing this up that the Packers have been like the 7th seed for 4 years in a row and that they actually suck. Does the Packers being the 7th seed matter? Or is it an overreaction, I should say?
I'm gonna say it's an overreaction because Packers fans have it so incredibly good compared to other teams. They're complaining about making the playoffs, and yeah, like the teams have won the Super Bowl one being the seventh seed before. Like it is not impossible. There's a chance, and I think that that's even having that chance. Packers take that for granted so much. Like Packers fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a giant overreaction because like everybody, even in the media, is saying it. Like, oh, Packers have been the 7th seed 4 years in a row. Yeah, I am a Packers fan. Fine, let's
Mhm.
just throw that out there. But I don't know why like making the playoffs makes you suck.
Yeah,
I mean, people are quick to forget that they won a playoff game as the 7th seed. They are literally the only team in NFL history to win a playoff game as a 7th seed. So I think it is a huge overreaction. It doesn't matter what seed they are, especially this
yeah.
year. Like, every playoff team I feel like could win a game.
Mm. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I just think the media is kind of overreacting to it because I don't think that it's actually as terrible as I mean they won games like what while being they won the game against Cowboys, right? 2023 while being the seventh seed. So I don't think that it's as bad as people have it up to be. But our next overreaction is this no reaction is so Edward Cabrera was traded to the Cubs today. Do you think that Edward Cabrera to the Cubs is it a great move? Because I mean, ESPN is really hyping this up as an incredible move for the Cubs, adding to their pitching staff. So, is it an overreaction to say that it was a great move?
I'd say, yeah, it is an overreaction. Not by a lot, though. I mean, the Cubs finally addressed their pitching problem, which was kind of their only weakness last year.
Mhm.
But Edward Cabrera, he's fine. He's not great. He's kind of he was supposed to be a lot better than he is. So maybe the Cubs can turn him into what he was supposed to be. But
Hmm.
generally, yeah, I do think we're kind of overreacting to this.
Yeah, I think ESPN is painting it as like this blockbuster deal for like a star pitcher, and he's gonna be their third guy rotation, maybe second,
Yeah,
but he's not gonna be their best pitcher, not even the best starter. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm with you. I think people are a little kind of overreacting to it, like more so than they should.
definitely for sure. Now, the next subject, which I've seen a lot of people debate about,
Mhm.
is it an overreaction to say that Fernando Mendoza is going to be a future star in the NFL?
So in our TikTok comment section, people have been saying that he's going to be a bust. So I'm gonna go and say that I don't think that it's an overreaction to say that because I think he has basically all the tools needed to really succeed in the NFL because I mean he's smart, he's mobile enough, and but he's really just really good at like with playing against pressure, which you don't really see in college.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he'll be good. I don't think it's an overreaction to say that. He's a big guy too, like tall,
Mm,
strong. I mean, he has good hands. Like that's what good quarterbacks currently have in the NFL. So I think he'll be good. Yes, he is going to the Raiders, but I think he can succeed with the Raiders. I mean, they were terrible this year, but they fired their coach. They'll get a new one, hopefully a good one. Not an overreaction.
yeah, and it just I mean he needs. I think there is a certain set of like stats associated with someone being a star or a bust. And I feel like that's not fair for rookie quarterbacks like Cam Ward because people are like, oh, look at Cam Ward only had this many touchdowns. That's not fair. He was playing with just an abysmal team.
Yeah,
And he actually played really well. So there's the eye test is a lot different than just like looking at the numbers. And I think that there's a balance between determining if he's actually a bust or if he's a star or if he's just okay.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that it's an overreaction to say that he could possibly be a star. I mean, you can't really deny a possibility like that, I don't think.
No, definitely not.
No, but kind of staying like going to and our next overreaction or not is college basketball. Michigan, been on a tear. You mentioned them yesterday in the pod. Is it an overreaction to say that they can win the Natty?
For sure not an overreaction. No, there's a reason why they were our team of the week yesterday.
Yep.
It was just on a tear. Yeah, probably going to be a one seed in the tournament.
Mm.
They're just so good. I don't know. They definitely can win the Natty. There is a lot of good teams this year, though. I will say that.
Yeah. It definitely seems like the Big Ten just looks really good this year. So as long as I mean they just need to not like just do terribly in the Big Ten tournament, and I think they're a lock for a one seed. And I mean they've been killing teams, just absolutely obliterating ranked teams. They've been killing
Yeah,
these ranked teams. Like I don't think I'm with you. I don't think that there's any way you can say that there's that they can't win an Natty because they totally can.
for sure.
They're
Yeah,
just so incredibly talented this year.
for sure. Yeah, a scary team to face for sure.
Yeah.
Our last question for is this an overreaction? Todd Bowles should be fired. Overreaction or not?
Not at all. I'm going to say absolutely not. I think he should have been fired because they were 5-1. The Buccaneers were 5-1 in clear control of the NFC South, and they ended up 8-9 and not making playoffs. The Falcons fired Raheem Morris for going 8-9 and not making playoffs, but the Buccaneers were really okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
The Buccaneers just got to be like waiting for the playoffs to be over or something to fire him. It's definitely not an overreaction, though. One of the worst collapses I remember in football. I mean, I thought early in the season that they were like winning the division easily without any contest. And then they win like two games over their last nine, was it?
Something like that. It was atrocious.
And they only beat the Panthers because the refs questionable calls.
Yeah.
Panthers probably should have won that game. I'm so glad they didn't make the playoffs because that would have been a really boring game, quite honestly. Sorry, Buccaneers, but Todd
Yeah.
Bowles, he needs to go.
Yeah. I mean, when you collapse that bad, the coach is involved. I mean, he just is.
Yeah.
So I think if the Falcons fired Raheem Morris, even after ending on a win streak, you should, you know, fire Todd Bowles for even not ending on a win. Like it it shouldn't that shouldn't take away from the fact that you were terrible for letting
No.
your team slide away from the playoffs, for even having a chance that you could make the playoffs in by winning a game in week 18. That should have been enough evidence to fire him, I think.
In a terrible division, nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah. If this was the NFC West and they went 8-9, you're like, okay, like it's okay. Really tough division. It's not. The NFC South is not tough. It
No.
is arguably the easiest conference or division in any in either conference in the NFL.
Yeah, easily.
So yeah, not an underreaction to say that Todd Bowles should absolutely be fired.
No.
But that was our first iteration of is this an overreaction or not? So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're gonna try to make that a weekly thing here. But that is kind of all we have today. Kind of shorter one today. Do you have anything, fun fact or something like that, or something we missed?
Fun fact of the day. Athletics, they patented for Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics, and they were both denied. So interesting to see what the Athletics will be called once they go
Yeah,
to Vegas.
yeah, very interesting. I mean, I guess,
Yeah,
and I didn't hear about that. So yeah, that'd be weird not having the A's, but they weren't good. So maybe it is time for a rebrand. But this has been our time today. So we thank you guys so much for tuning in to the podcast. Please look at all our other social media. We post clips and stuff, and like we post stuff to TikTok that isn't on this podcast, and YouTube Shorts. YouTube, we're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on every social media platform. So Yeah, look us up, Rival Takes. We're everywhere, and thank you for spending some time with us today.